Thing about trust that is I find quite fascinating is the fact that we're told to put our trust in people or someone, but then the thing is that someone always has a someone. So like let's put it like this, like we're sharing our secret, something we hold close to our hearts with someone. And then we're thinking, well, this individual is someone we could trust, and we're putting our, what would you say, like your faith in them that they would keep that confidential because that's something you even keep confidential. But then that person having like a best friend or something, like they take that information and then they go tell that person because it's like there was always someone there first. Let's put it that way. And that person being there first, it's like it means, the thing that people forget is that means a lot. Someone being there before you, it means there was a foundation laid down before you came around and laid your own down. So they always will confine in that person because that person was there from their day one for them to confine in. That's why, me specifically, I have to keep a lot back. The things that I choose to tell, the thing is that information that I have, I scatter it around place by place, everybody knowing one different thing, and that is because if I were to hear about it from someone else, I would know the exact individual who told me, who I told that to, and I would be able to go straight down their neck. That's why it's about always staying one step ahead with what you're doing in life. And I'm not saying it's bad to be vulnerable and to speak to people, but it's just that some people will take the things that you tell and go tell it to other people. A bird will be a bird. Birds are meant to chirp, and some of them just cannot stop, and they will go from nest to nest, chirping, 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 sharing that message. A singing bird, Twitter, sending, flying around, sending. That's why Gracie and Jade, for instance, Gracie and Jade, I confine in both of them. I sit there and I say things to both of them. And again, even I was never, the thing is, we were always like a trio. It was never like a, like the thing is, I'll admit, even Gracie and Jade, Gracie and Jade, they were together before I came. And I knew that. But the thing is, I was more like at first, me and Jade weren't really that close. It was more high school time. Me and Jade got closer and we started to connect through music and stuff. And she showed me a lot. Like my music taste now, it's highly because of Jade showed me that. So at first I started with Gracie. Jade was always there, but the thing is, me and Gracie were speaking more. But Jade was like, we were like talking sometimes, but like the bond was never like this, you know. So it came like later where we actually got closer. And you see, me again, I knew, of course, they had a foundation laid down. So I'm not gonna be one of those people trying to like bestie with one side and then do this, like, oh, I'm gonna tell you this, but don't tell Gracie. Like, first of all, I already knew. The thing is, I had nothing to hide from none of the two. So one thing I would tell Gracie is the exact thing that I could tell Jade because there's nothing for me to hide. And at the end of the day, even if they were to go back and tell each other, I would have no problem with it because our bond is just like that. To like, my secrets are their secrets. Like the things that I choose to share with one of them, that's like one thing that it's a triangle. Like a triangle, it goes like this, you know, it just keeps coming back to each other. Hence, emphasize each other. Each other. We're not triangle. We don't have other shapes inside our circle where the lines are connecting and now all of a sudden we're fucking making fucking polygrams and fucking hexagons. We're not doing none of that. It's a triangle. It goes like this. It traverses in a triangle. That's why I already know. I share my information with both of them because I'm close with both of them. And again, if they were to go back and say to the other person, which is, there's not really a chance because literally every time it's like three. It's trio, trio, trio. It was never like, it's a duo in the trio. Like, oh, I tell Jade something, then Jade goes and runs back to Gracie and like, oh, Jimmy, oh, no, 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 no. Like, no, these are two people in my life who I can say I trust 100%. There was never anything that I've ever told them that I heard back about myself, about myself. That's why I have a strong faith in them. I have a strong trust in them because they showed me I can trust you. You put your trust in the wrong individual and all of a sudden you're hearing a chirping bird in your ear saying, no, 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 I heard this about you. Where did you hear that from? Well, look who you're talking to. Look who you're speaking to. And this is the thing. We need to stop acting like those red flags aren't right in front of our face. If you tell someone something and they go tell someone else, immediately, just like that, you know you can't trust that person. And you have to stop gambling on that too. You have to stop gambling. And that's the thing about me. I'm not a gambler. I don't do the gambling. I don't sit there on a 50-50 chance of, oh, I might hear back. No. The thing about me, and this is the thing, this is just about me. Not everybody's like this. It's just because it's who I am as being. everyone everyone I speak to, it's like, for me, it's like, how do I say this? It's like a test of, well, a test of trust. Like, I give you a little grains of salt of information about me. You know, it's like a borderline, like the surface level, the shore. So the shore, it's like the things that you wouldn't mind telling other people. My favorite color is black. I like this. I like that. That type of stuff. Surface line. Okay, so now we're sitting here. So we sprinkle breadcrumbs at first, and then we see what they do with the breadcrumbs. Or are they going around telling people that my favorite color is black? Are they going around telling people that my favorite animal is a lion? And this is an example. Yes, it's little things, but at the end of the day, these little things later on amount up to big things. That's what you guys need to understand. Because even if they're sharing little secrets about you, imagine what those big details they would do with it. Clock it, clock it. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Stay with me now. So, shoreline, the breadcrumbs. So if you see they're telling people this and that, the little things, from right there, it's done. Me, I stop. No, I don't trust you anymore. You can't even keep little things to yourself. I can never trust you with the bigger things. That's why with people, it's best to, work your way up. You don't just start with the big trauma dump, because then trauma dump, and then guess what? Oh my gosh, I was just hanging out with this person today, and they told me their mom does this, their brother does this, them and their boyfriend, and her boyfriend has a boyfriend. That's not trust. Like, people like that, it's like, no. Other than Gracie and Jade, I've struggled a lot to fully 100% confide in anybody, because every single time I try to, people show me every time that the purpose, the meaning, sorry, not the purpose, the meaning that they have to me is not the same meaning that I have to them. And that's what's fucked up, and that's something I can't change about individuals. Therefore, you know what I do? Well, you know what? We could be cordial. That's the thing. We could sit there and talk about the little things. The conversation is never going to go further than that. We could sit there and laugh about this, laugh about that, but that's all it's going to be. Like, once the trust, and this is the thing, once trust is broken, it's fucking broken. Okay, and that's the thing with me. Once you've done me wrong in my life, I'm sorry, but there's never, as forgiving as I am, the way I view you will never be the same as I viewed you before. And even change is a powerful thing. That's the thing. But a facade can also come with that, because certain individuals, they might act in front of you like they're something else, but then get behind the cameras and all of a sudden they're another thing, a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's why once you've broken my trust and you show me the type of person that you are, especially at a more mature age, when your brain is developed and you have no more excuses behind it, I will never look at you the same. The information that I possess, that I chose to share with you, was meant to be kept between us. It was supposed to be a us thing, and then some people take that information and they run wild with it, because the only interesting thing about their life is you, and that's pretty embarrassing. I'm getting into it for real. But that's the thing. One thing I've never understood is how people go back to someone who cheated, and then they cheat again, and then you're surprised. What are you surprised for? This is what you need to understand. Once people do things once, babes, the chance is 100%, maybe 95. I'm not going to say 100, but it's a high chance for cheating 100. I don't care. Once a cheater, always a cheater. And I will stand on that statement until I die. Once a cheater, always a cheater. If you go back to a cheater, babes, like if he cheated on his girlfriend, what makes you so special? What's the valid reason behind them cheating? That's the thing. I've never understood that concept of, oh, they did this, so I did this. Leave. Like, what do you mean leave? Like, and this is the problem with some people, is they always need to get one up. What is the purpose of that? When people show you who they are, when people show you who they are, you take it for who they are. You see the person who presents themselves in front of you every day. This person that you see, I'm going to get off of the screen and I'm going to be the same person. When I go to work, I'm going to be the same person. When I go speak to my parents, I'm going to be the same person. And that's about being comfortable and standing on who I am, and not being a facade or trying to be who people want me to be. Why do you think I find myself alone most of the time? That's because I can't fit in, because I don't want to fit in. I choose not to fit in. I choose to live in my skin, and that's what people don't like. The authenticity that some others may lack. That's why, look at the crowds. When you see crowds of like boys, for example, you see they're all wearing the same thing. Well, the personality may be different, but the outfit's different. It's like the same person in a different font type thing. For me, everything about me, from the way I dress to the way I talk to the way I maneuver, it's different. And not everybody is able to handle that difference, because not everybody's willing to embrace something new. But there are some people who are just like me out there who are looking for people like me. But the thing is, the thing about it is, again, a black sheep is hard to find. You could sit on a barn for 5 years of your life maybe, and then just one day out of the 5 years, all of a sudden a sheep, two white wool sheep end up with a black one. Is that how black sheep come? I think so, because the wool will grow back black. I think so. That's like when two white people could have a black baby. Wait, is it the same anatomy for sheep? Okay. You know what? Let's not dive into the fucking origins of a black sheep, okay? But nonetheless, it's rare. That's the thing. A unicorn, it is rare. Okay, it is rare. A zebra with stripes that aren't black, it's rare. Okay, it's rare. Meaning, what is rare? Define rare. Rare is something that you will not find everywhere. Me is something that you will not find everywhere, and I know that because look around. Look at my surroundings. I'm with no one. Every video, I'm with no one. I'm with no one when I go out, when I do my little videos. Who am I with? My family. That's because I live with my family. Other than that, the videos where I'm sitting here talking. 200 videos later, have you seen anybody get into the frame? No, you have not. Because this rarity, I'm yet to find someone on this same vibration, authentic, not trying to fit an image of someone else, because it is rare. Gracie and Jade are the two gems that I found, and the gems that I hold closest to me, because out of 20 years of my life, those were the two people who I found, who stayed with me through everything, while I was up and when I was down, through my storms, through everything, and been there. And when they were going through stuff, I tried my best to be there, the same way they tried their best to be there with me, especially through high school, because we were more like, you know, head to toe, like together all the time. But like, of course, like distance set you guys apart a little bit, of course. But 20 years of my life, and it's two people who I can say I can confine in 100%. Two individuals who aren't related to me by blood. Only two. And that's the thing. Two might not be a big number to some, because two is closer to 0 than it is to 5. But I don't care. I'll take 2. Rare gems, they're hard to find. Iron, coal, these things, you go into a mine and you can find it almost everywhere. A gem like a jade, a gem called a Gracie, those are not gems that you just find everywhere. Those are gems you have to keep searching for, and you search and you search and you search. And after 20 years of trying to find someone who I kept close, two gems that I found. 2. Okay? That's why you be mindful of who you trust. Once people pass that line that you said, and they start like breaking trust and start taking information that you're saying and sharing with others, no, that's not your friend. Real friends do not do that. They don't. The information that my 2 gems have ever brought me has stuck with me. And the information that I give them, it's with them. Because that's the power of trust. You know who to trust. When you know, you know. Okay? Have a great night, guys. And I hope my message really sticks with some of you guys, and you actually take it throughout your life and realize what I'm saying. And stop trying to just have friends just to have friends. Not everybody's meant to be in your life, and that's okay, babe. Okay? So have a good night, guys. Ciao, ciao.